Hello, 0900 students. This is everything you need to know about ratios, rates, and proportions in 5 minutes. Here we go. First thing, talking about ratios. It's a comparison of two like units. My example for this is going to be dollars, $10 to $5. This is one way of expressing a ratio, $10 to $5. Another way would be $10 and with a colon $5. But usually the book's going to ask you to express this as a fraction. And when you do that, something interesting happens, because right here it's going to say, note, ratio answers expressed as a fraction have no units. Let me show you why. If you write this as a fraction, the first number goes on top, $10. The second number goes on the bottom, $5. And then what happens is anytime you have anything over itself, including units like dollars and dollars, they cancel each other. And a lot of people will say this answer is $2, and that's incorrect. The answer is 2. And the reason why, you can think about it, if you have 10 $1 bills and you divide them up into $5 bill piles, what you will have is not $2. If you don't believe me, try it. Take $1 bills, 10 $1 bills, divide it into groups of $5 bills, and what you have are two groups, not $2. So this is a great example of why ratio answers expressed as a fraction have no units. So that's basically ratios and the three ways to express them, with the word TO, with the colon, and as a fraction. All right, next thing is rates, and rates are a comparison of two unlike units. Rates always have units in their answers, so it could be 50 miles. That's minutes. Let me redo that. 50 miles to 3 hours. And this could be written as a rate of 50 miles for every 3 hours. And you have miles on top and hours on the bottom. The units are super important for rates. In fact, it'll be wrong if you don't have it. But there are two ways to express rate answers. It's right here. It's in simplest form and as a unit rate. And let me demonstrate each one. Expressing a rate in simplest form, it'll have to ask you to do it. Otherwise, you're probably going to go with the unit rate, because you can use your calculator for that. But if it's expressing a rate in simplest form, you're going to have $26 for every 4 people. And we'll put the units on there. And then what we'll do to finish this off is reduce. And we're going to reduce this by 2. So it's going to be $13 for every 2 people. This is an answer expressed as a rate in simplest form. If you're going to do it as a unit rate, you'd set it up the same way. And notice this is the same problem, $26 for every 4 people. And when you do this, you're going to divide this on your calculator, top to bottom. 26 divided by 4. This is 26 divided by 4. And when you do that, you're going to get $6.5 per person. This is a unit rate, and this is what most people prefer. So when you do a unit rate, you're going to actually physically divide this out, and it's going to tell you how many dollars or whatever it is per 1 unit. So the denominator on unit rates is always 1 person, but it doesn't have to be on simplest form problems. So that's rates. The next and last thing we're going to talk about, this is kind of a review of 4.1 through 4.3, is proportions. And they're a comparison of two rates or ratios. And I'm going to show you how to solve them. They basically look like two fractions equal to each other. So solving a ratio like this, and we're going to do it algebraically, so we're going to cross multiply. So let's see. There's an example of this on the other video as well, if you look at it. But here we go. I like to put the equal sign first. Then we go 3 times 15 is 45. 5 times n would be 5n. And we divide by the number that's next to the variable. And that thing is called a coefficient. That cancels right there. That whole thing just cancels, and you have n equals 9. And sometimes, the variable n could be in any of these four positions here. It could be here, 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 or here. But the technique is the same. The other thing the book asks you to do is to check to see if a proportion is equal or not. So if you have this crazy symbol here, I guess that means is that equal to, you would cross multiply again. So I'll go with my green arrows here. So we're going to cross multiply, and 4 times 13 is 52. 9 times 7 is 63. And these two things are not equal, so this would be a false proportion or untrue or whatever. If you check this one, and you'll note this is actually the answer. If I take this 9 and plug it back, wow, that was wavy, in the top there, you're going to get that. So if we cross multiply this, here's our equal sign. 3 times 15 is 45. 9 times 5 is 45, and they are equal. These two things are equal, so this would be a true proportion. And that's it. 4:1 through 4:3. You should also definitely check out the 4:4 video I made on how to solve word problems involving proportions. You guys have a fine day.